Now more than ever, innovative technologies are fueling change and sparking new ways of thinking. Collaboration between corporations and startups is key to staying at the forefront of these trends. However, finding the right startups can be expensive, time-consuming, and ineffective. But Plug and Play is here to help. As a corporate partner, you will gain access to a whole ecosystem of innovation. Discover startups that meet your tech interests. Stay updated on the latest trends and network with industry peers. We will help you during every stage of your innovation journey, no matter where you are and where you want to go. Get in touch today.
Hi, good morning, distinguished guests. Welcome to Plug and Play to join our online and offline roadshow. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to Plug and Play for this online and offline roadshow. So today, the weather is not optimal, so you tried really hard to come to our event. And we even have people from other cities, and welcome to people from both online and offline. And I wish today's event will bring you fruitful result and meet your expectations. First of all, thank you for people joining from online and offline. And for the live streaming, we are also having a lot of attendees. And we also have speakers joining us from online. So a brief introduction about me. I am the director for Plug and Play for the energy, sustainability, and brands. So last year in November, a lot of you joined this event, and I have seen you, many old faces in November last year. And today is the achievement for the accelerator camp. We have different kind of activities. First of all, we have introduction from Plug and Play, and we have keynote from AEPW. AEPW will share their expectation and outlook for China. And then we will have road shows from 12 companies about their history and future in China. And in the middle, we will have a plastic innovation panel discussion. We have invited those experts and company representative from AEPW to talk about what kind of new trend has been witnessed in 2021 in recycling plastic. So above are the agendas. So before we start, I want to know more about you. Some of you may know each other. We may have seen each other a few times, and we are also welcoming new friends. So today, you are not only listening to the road shows, you may feel free to exchange ideas with one another. So for startups, please raise your hands, allow other people to see you. For each table, we have one representative of the 12 startups. And for large companies from chemical industries, brands, from the supply chain management companies, please also raise your hands. So where are you? Thank you. And more importantly, the representative from the investment institutions at different stages. So dear investors, please also raise your hands. Okay, thank you. Thank you, everybody. And last, the most important thing is the empowerer of the ecology. So it's not only companies, startups, and investors invest. We also have NGO consulting firms and communities. So if you think you are an empowerer or an important participant, please also raise your hands. Thank you. Thank you very much. And the Plug and Play is also an important empowerer. Thank you, everybody. Now we're going to enter the first section. I will invite my colleagues, the Global Director for Sustainable Innovation, Matt. So he will be talking about the history of plug and play and what we have achieved in the past 2 years and our progress made in the past 3 months.
Hello, everyone. My name is Matthew Claxton. I'm the Global Director of Sustainability at Plug and Play, and I cannot be more honored and excited for you all to join us as we celebrate the graduation of these amazing startups from the End Plastic Waste Innovation Platform, powered by Plug and Play and the Alliance to End Plastic Waste. So for those of you who are new to both of these organizations and what this program is, we're just going to give you a quick overview about Plug and Play, the Alliance to End Plastic Waste, and our history together. So first off, Plug and Play has humble beginnings. It started here in our CEO, Saeed Amidi's Persian rug store, where he was selling Persian rugs on the bottom floor and renting office space to startups on the second floor. He came across some pretty exciting early startups and decided to invest in them. One of the first ones to come through the door was PayPal, followed by Google, Logitech, and Dropbox. And so from there, he really caught the startup bug and decided to build Plug and Play formally 14 years ago, where it functioned originally like a WeWork, where startups were renting office space from them. And then he decided to get to know them and invest into those startups. And then corporations started coming to the door saying, we'd like to meet with the startups in your ecosystem. Fast forward to today, Plug and Play is still a VC firm. We do about 200, 250 investments per year around the world in pre-seed, seed, and Series A companies. We're working with 500 organizations all around the world and helping them with their innovation journey and strategically meet startups to help with their goals. And lastly, we run accelerator programs, and that's just what we're doing with the Alliance on Plastic Waste. So we also have been growing very quickly. Plug and Play is excited that we have 7 unicorns in 2021 alone, making our total 21 now. And we can't wait to see what the rest of the year holds for us. And lastly, we've been growing incredibly quickly. So we now have 38 offices around the world with a 39th on the way. And that actually brings us to the Alliance to End Plastic Waste. It's a group of about 60 to 65 companies that have all come together to pledge ending plastic waste around the world. And Plug and Play is here to help meet that very ambitious goal. And that's where the importance of having this global accelerator program really comes in. So Plug and Play set up the End Plastic Waste Innovation Platform back in October 2019 with the Alliance to End Plastic Waste, focusing on these critical areas around tackling this very difficult environmental issue. So we are looking for the most exciting startups in waste collection, waste sorting, processing, and use markets for plastic waste, financial incentives for bringing plastic waste back, river pollution prevention, waste material exchange and traceability, which is connecting waste collectors with waste purchasers, and lastly, design of plastics to make it easier to recycle. In addition to that, Plug and Play has also been launching programs in carbon neutrality and in sustainable fashion. And if you'd like to learn more about them, please reach out to myself or a member of our team, and we're more than happy to tell you more information about what we're doing in those sectors as well. So as I mentioned, this program is a global program. The Shanghai office is actually our 4th hub. The other hubs are Silicon Valley, which is where we first started. Then we moved over to Paris, then Singapore, now Shanghai, and we currently have a Sao Paulo program, and we just accepted some startups into our Johannesburg program, and we can't wait for you to meet them a little bit later this year. So how we got here was Plug and Play did a call for applications, and we did our own active sourcing and scouting. We then presented the top 50 startups to our esteemed panel members. And again, thank you to the panel members for being part of this program over the last 4 months. Even though it seemed like it was 4 months publicly, there was a lot of behind the scenes work that happened. And we started working with them back in December and January earlier this year. So again, thank you so much, because we wouldn't have been able to down select the startups if it wasn't for you. And you've been doing a lot of fantastic work with these startups over the last 4 or 5 months. So again, thank you so much for your participation. And we're looking forward to continuing our work with you. And to the 12 startups that have been part of this program, congratulations on graduating. We've been really excited to be working with you and thrilled to see the success they've had during this time. And we can't wait to see what the future holds for you. So in addition to these amazing startups from the Shanghai program, Plug and Play has so far accelerated 56 startups, and we're currently accelerating 48. The results so far have been amazing. We've helped those startups raise at least $43 million in capital, whether they be from outside investors, the alliance members, and even we have invested a little bit back into the startups. And we've seen at least 90 commercial pilots and POCs, and we know there's many more on the way. And just some quick public ones that we've been seeing is ones where there's been global cleanup campaigns between the Alliance and Literati. There's been partnerships, with different cities, such as with Bifusion in the city of Tucson and Boise. And then we've seen a new exciting partnership emerge in plastic waste traceability with Circular Recycle Technologies, Total Energies, and UK Innovate. And these are just a handful of amazing projects that have been formed, and we can't wait to see what more partnerships come in the future. So thank you so much for your time. Please enjoy the rest of the expo. And if you have any questions on how to get involved with Plug and Play, the Alliance on Plastic Waste, or our sustainability program, please feel free to reach out to myself or a member of our team. And again, thank you so much for joining us, and have a great rest of your day.
Okay, thank you, Matthew, for your 5 minutes keynote. So I believe you have known more about Plug and Play and AEPW. AEPW is a very unique partner, and we are working with AEPW and seeing the synergy of the alliance. So how do we build more synergy for positive changes? Now we will invite 2 guest speakers from AEPW to give us a keynote speech, and they will be talking about the outlook for China accelerator and the progress we have seen in the alliance and in our startups. Now I'll give the floor to George and Nicholas.
Good morning to our distinguished guests, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nick Kolish, Vice President of Projects at the Alliance to End Plastic Waste, and I'm delighted to join you for the Shanghai Expo, showcasing the outcomes of the End Plastic Waste Innovation Platform with Plug and Play. This global program, spanning 5 continents, has been a great success, enabling the Alliance to identify and connect with a huge group of innovators, offering a multitude of solutions to address the issue of plastic waste entering the environment. Since the launch of the platform in 2019, we've assessed more than 3,000 startups, with more than 55 having graduated from the Plug and Play accelerator. Another 47 ventures are currently in the program, refining their business plans and building their networks. More than $43 million in capital have been invested and deployed into the startups thus far, and over 90 commercial pilots have started with Alliance member companies. Our partnership with Plug and Play demonstrates the value of collaboration, connecting the Alliance to the startup communities around the world. Collaboration is the key enabler for the important work we do, as the plastics waste challenge is far too complex to tackle on our own. So we're pleased to welcome these ventures into our ecosystem of changemakers as we develop, deploy, and scale solutions across 4 strategic pillars of the Alliance. Building infrastructure for collecting, sorting, and recycling waste. Driving innovation to pioneer new approaches, technologies, and business models, enabling a circular economy for plastic. Promoting education and engagement to build public understanding and involvement with the issue. And last, supporting cleanups to address situations where waste has already leaked into the environment. As the world's leading producer of plastic and manufacturer of related products, China will play a key role in the development of a circular economy for plastics. With their innovative solutions and business model, the cohort of 12 startups emerging from the Shanghai Accelerator will be important contributors to this transition. We're keen to hear about their progress over the last 3 months and how they will advance and scale new technologies to minimize waste, make recycling and recovery of plastics easier, and create value for all post-use plastics. They will soon join many other dynamic ventures from around the world as alumni of the program, making a real difference to end plastic waste. Now I'd like to hand over to my colleague, George Sander, who will detail some of the exciting developments we have planned for China. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick. Good morning, everyone. My name is George, and I work with the Alliance as investment manager. My role is to enable our projects to access capital and to link interested investors with suitable opportunities. First of all, I would like to congratulate all the ventures for successfully completing our End Plastic Waste Accelerator program here in Shanghai. We are proud to have you among our first batch of alumni in China. I would like to also thank our members who took the time to provide guidance and share their expertise with the ventures, empowering them to further support the mission of the Alliance and further strengthening the circular economy in China. Our investment mandate recognizes that innovation is a key enabler of the circular economy. The aim is to de-risk innovative solutions by contributing early-stage capital coupled with cross-value chain expertise from our members. By proving technical and commercial viability, we aim to crowd in suitable co-investors that fund the scale-up. The projects that the Alliance is funding also represent an opportunity for ventures to become involved in delivering solutions on the ground, integrated into the broader project context. This is best illustrated in our Jinsu project here in China. In Jinsu, we are pioneering a replicable model for circular economy ecosystems in the Yangtze River Basin. We selected Zinmen in Hubei province and Suzhou in Jiangsu province, two cities 1,000 kilometers apart, one in a rural area and one close to Shanghai, that are both in proximity to the Yangtze River. The ecosystem development approach focuses on 5 pillars across which we are open to bringing in suitable solutions. The first one consists in infrastructure development, developing municipal capacities to optimize the urban and rural waste collection, recovery and utilization systems. The second one consists in piloting and fostering creative, state-of-the-art solutions to manage plastic waste in rural areas by innovative recycling and treatment models. The third one consists in promoting a digital platform to facilitate plastic waste tracking, monitoring, and reporting. The fourth one consists in raising awareness to change behavior towards plastic waste reduction of local populations. And finally, we aim at reducing the leakage of plastic waste into the Yangtze River through cleanup activities. We look forward to seeing the connections being made for solving the plastic waste challenge and building solutions that last in China and beyond. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And so we do have some slightly noise on site. So our online and offline system is something we're still in trial. So we're seeing some of the online participants are participating us gradually, and we're really thankful that they're offering their content to us. So we are going to demonstrate 12 startup companies, and which is our highlight today, from November to May. In our recruiting period, all these startups popped out. So we have all these enterprises. We've conducted more than 300 exchanges, and a lot of shops was done for this startups for them to make a better impact and better influence. And we're talking with them. So some of them already achieved 3 expansions. So we really look forward to the surprise that they're bringing us. And next, we are going to bring these startups one by one to share with us their innovation and also what have they gained here in the AEBW. Now, I'm going to introduce 2 of our colleagues. These 2 of our colleagues are Lanting and Patrick. They're going to hold the next session. Now, let's welcome Lanting. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, dear startups, good morning. My name is Wu Lanting. In the past few times, just like the speaker mentioned, we are making close communications with the startups, and also we've gained some really fruitful results when our projects are making progress. So next, we'd like to introduce these startups to demonstrate their results. So there are 2 parts for the next agenda. In the first part, we've got 6 startup enterprise to do their sharing. Now, let's welcome the first enterprise to share with us their project, and that is Huidu Environmental. Their recyclable and environmental friendly materials help us to keep our environment green. Okay, thank you everyone. I'm very glad to be here at AEBW to demonstrate. So now let me tell you what Weidu is doing. So what have we done to change the environment and society? Okay. All right, first of all, let me just demonstrate some of our products. So this is our recyclable material, and the material here is PP. From this product's perspective, we change the material of the wrapping package, and by doing that, we change the supply chain. After getting the data statistic from the supply chain, we increase the efficiency for our clients, and then to reduce their costs. So for Huidu Environmental, why do we want to do this? A few points. First of all, is we have a big market in terms of volume, in terms of shipment. We can probably overpass 100 billion. So if we're doing some waste, we're going to waste a lot of materials. That's the reason why we need to introduce new generations of materials. And also, environment is an important impact to us as well. For instance, like ocean wastes, and that's going to significantly increase our environmental pressure. No matter statistic, analysis, or other materials, really, we need to make an upgrade. Plus, that from our soft circulation or degradable solutions through these perspective, we actually make our own analysis in terms of recycle. This is the fastest method that can be accepted by our clients. There's a concept within that we are putting up its significance. If we're trying to be environment friendly, but we are increasing the cost of our clients, well, from that perspective, from the promoting of this kind of idea, that can be quite difficult. So what we want to do is we want to offer our clients something more affordable, and at the same time they can help reduce the impact to the environment. Another reason is the promotion of policies. One of the most important government policy documents. This is from the State Council. For the recyclable material, the amount of that has been written on this published document. In 2021, we want to hit 4 million recyclable box. And so by adding all of these up, we do think that we can develop and innovate in this industry. We can make a change. So now let me make an introduction about Huidu Environment. We were founded in 2017, and our product is recyclable packaging materials. We have got different trays, different materials. All these can be used as recyclable materials. We've got three main products. One is the cold chain box and this wrapping bag. These are our mainstream products right now. And we have more than 6 million recyclable box in the market right now. So no matter from reducing the carbon emission and the times of recycle, this is something we can trace right now. So these are our teams. I was doing international trade in the past, and we do see that different countries have different significance in the protection of the environment. And our VP was from Suning. He was in the or she was in the planning institution of Suning. So your product needs to be at different knots of the operation in the logistic can be chained together. That's a chain. So operation is a definite element to decide whether this box or whether this case can be circulated, can be recycled. You need to have good structure, good design, so that it can satisfy different demands and different domain. For instance, for some brand, they need to have a fast light to open the box, to distribute the box. And the material that we're using right now is PP. It probably cannot meet the demand of the sub boxes. After innovation, what we can do is for this PP circulation box can still satisfy the need. This is our product. So what we're offering to our clients is just like a order menu. So for different industry, what kind of demand that you have, you can find it in our menu. We can try to realize that. So here on our box, we have RFID and some codes. This kind of information vehicles is on our box as well, because we are in a rental business. We're not trying to selling this box, so we need to control our assets, right? So within our box, we do have some IT mechanisms in there. When you're entering the warehouse or exiting the warehouse, where do you recycle this? All these technologies are quite a different part comparing to the current boxes that we have. For paper materials, we have a lot of experts today. Comparing to traditional wrapping materials, this is stronger than the traditional materials we're using in wrapping all these packages, so it can fit the demand to the industry. For instance, like fireproof, after adding some materials, we can make it flame-proof, waterproof. That's something we definitely can reach. Low cost. How do we say that? Well, in terms of traditional package like paper, right? They are definitely cheaper than PP material. So how do we drop the price? That is through the rental system, through the distribution of costs. So our clients can receive better quality, low cost, and high performance product. So this is our washing line or cleaning line in this circulation industry. If you're using this as a new product, no problem. But if you want to recycle this or we want to reuse this, we need to guarantee the cleanness of this product. For instance, for food industry, for makeup industry, the approaches and say that we need to satisfy the requirements of the cleanness that they want. For instance, how many germs are on it. So we need to have this sterilized process. So we self R&D these cleaning equipment. There's a small video here, but I don't know if time is enough for me to play this video. Okay. Can we click on it? Well, if we cannot play this, I'll just continue to talk about our operation model. Since 2017, we have been discovering the application of this recycle box, how to make it most effective. When we just establish what we are seeking is to see and just trying to face the consumer directly. But for Huidu Environmental, I don't think it's suitable. We don't have resource. We don't have the traffic. And also, in terms of at the terminal end, we don't have recycle points. So if we put these boxes out there and we cannot recycle them, and this kind of model will not fulfill the needs of Huidu because we're in a rental model. So first of all, we want to do 2B, and we want to put up the infrastructure of our network. And after constructing that, gradually, we're approaching our 2C end. So we're going to be integrated to the market even more. Now we're like a pyramid. What we're doing here is we're at the top of the pyramid. We're doing the 2B model. So what can we offer to our clients in this period? We can offer 30% of cost deduction to our clients. That is the direct feedback from our clients. So for our product, why can we save such amount of cost? That is because our product can recycle 20, 30 times. And if it cannot be recycled, we can turn them back into original materials to manufacture a new box out of that. So through this recycle, this is something that we can achieve technologically. So this is our to be application scenario. It's relatively simple. In 4 years' times, with all these different channels, in terms of the sales channels, one is online channel, second is offline channel. For online channel, it's just like JD, like Cainiao and Suning. In their warehouse, what we can do is we can recycle their boxes.
So on each circular box, we have a logo. Once they saw this logo and our code, and after they have used it, they will help us recycle. And for offline scenarios, that is the stores in the supermarkets and our KA channels. So how do we recycle from offline? We have a mini program. As long as you input your store address and the number of recycling, and we will respond to that within 48 hours. And after recycling, these boxes will enter our warehouse for cleaning, sorting, and reforming. And we will put them into use again to the warehouses of the enterprises and other companies. And also there are internal circulation among those companies or between those factories. Another channel is the upstream of companies. For example, for these detergent companies and the products, they will have plastic bags. For those companies, they use Huidu's box to send boxes to their distributors for future circulation. And for 2B, we work with supermarkets, Walmart, Carrefour, and we are also communicating with 大润发. I believe we will realize cooperation very soon. So this is what we have achieved after joining AEPW. We have built a linkage together with Pepsico. We provide cases for Pepsico's factory. These cases will be sent to distributors, and after getting the goods, Huidu will collect those boxes again for reuse. So thank you very much for providing this wonderful opportunity, AEPW. And through the carrier of our recycled and circular boxes, we can get data. The data will further empower our clients. For example, they will get data for the sales. They can prevent cross-selling, increase overall efficiency. So this is the empowerment by our Huidu boxes. So we are not only a consumable, but we are adding more value to the clients. We have warehouses in Taicang, Shanghai, Tianjin, Chengdu for fast delivery and collection. At the same time, apart from Xinjiang, Inner Mongolia, and Tibet, we support 48 hours fast response for other regions in China. And for 2C, we are still exploring our 2C business based on our client base and our resources accumulated over the years. I believe by the end of this year, we will have a initial outcome for you to see. In the past, it's quite difficult to do 2C business because nobody is willing to use this circular box because we do not have any traffic. For Jingdong, Suning, and Cainiao, they are actively working with green packaging, so we have traffic from them. And at Huidu, we have 200 to 300 clients. And for these clients, they offer opportunities for the consumers to use our packaging materials. And for example, we are working with Cainiao Station. Through this express delivery stations, we can realize 60% of collection rate. So this is already realized. And you may check in our official website. So 60% of recyclable packaging will enter the express delivery stations because those delivery guys are putting all those packages in the stations. So we use incentives, credits, and other business models to encourage the remaining 40%. However, there are also rate of losses. We can help control that by our mini program. And then in the second phase, we will realize individual collection and the community-based collection and recycling. So that is my presentation. I believe more people will be focusing on green and green packaging to help change and iterate our industry. I believe the future is very promising. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Chai, for your presentation. And now let's welcome Marketing Director Ultus from Remore about how Remore is using this regenerative quality evaluation system to realize high quality of recycling and the reuse of plastic products. Let's welcome. Okay, thank you. First of all, good morning, everybody. First of all, thank you, Plug and Play and EPW for providing a incubation platform. We learned a lot in the past few months. Today, we didn't bring our BP today, but I want to do a speaking to allow people to know more about Remore and what kind of changes will be brought by Remore. First of all, let's see the high quality regenerative plastic projects at Remore. First of all, brief introduction. We were established in 2015 by a few young professionals. So in one sentence, we are a group of interesting people doing an meaningful thing. So at Remore, we provide companies with high CSR awareness around the globe to provide professional plastic recycling services. So we have a full and comprehensive chain of recycling process. We are helping Japan, Canada to realize local closed loop regeneration. We also have R&D and development capacity for high quality plastic regeneration. We are working with consumer brands for technological collaboration. And we are planning to build the first food grade regenerative plastic in China. And we also have online monitoring technology for the prediction of quality for for higher quality of end product. So let's see what we are doing now. Everybody know that because you are sitting here, because the industry has been developing, which is good for us. According to market prediction, by 2026, the global market for regenerative plastic will exceed 72.6 billion US dollar. And many companies have pledged to have 20% to even 30% of regenerative content in their products. If they want to achieve this goal, and they have to reach a 68% of CAGR of regenerative polypropylene by 2025. Why? Why those regenerative materials is not fully accepted by large brands? Because we have three pain points: low quality, poor traceability, and small scale. I believe everybody know about these 3 pain points. So we have to address these pain points. So in the market, we are going to upgrade them to help resolve those 3 pain points. So with our own business model, technology upgrading, and digitalization, we will help build high quality regenerative plastics. And now we have a new business model, and we will have a digital managing platform for plastic sorting and collecting. We sell those goods at wholesale prices to those collectors, realize digital management to scale up the raw materials and the traceable collection of those raw materials. Then we will help develop the process of high quality plastics, and also together with a evaluation system with our manufacturing base and our own factory, we will make purer, stabler, safer plastic with the highest possible quality in the current market, supplying those products to companies who need to increase the proportion of regenerative materials in their products. So this is what we have been doing to build a successful business model. And next, after joining Plug and Play, what have we learned and what progress we have made? So I will talk from the market and manufacturing side and the collection end. First, for the market, we have upgraded our client base. So based on their status, we have been doing simulations. And for different client bases, we have layered management mechanism to expand our target audience. And second, for the product, we have been improving and upgrading the products. So this year, the proportion of high quality products is only 10%. In 2022, that number will grow to 45%. And in 2025, we are aiming at 60% of high quality products in our portfolio. This year, we have established a new subsidiary called More. It means more recycling. At the same time, we have built a high quality sorting standard for food packaging. And we're also planning to build a high quality food grade plastic sorting center. At the same time, we are also transforming ourselves digitally. We are negotiating with partners. We are going to launch the digital transformation in 2022. And at manufacturing, I'm really happy to say that Ringmore is building its own production line for food packaging, which will enter into operation November this year. And each year's output will reach 5,000 tons of regenerative plastics. And we are planning to build the first regenerative plastic factory that can realize food grade in China. And then for financing, currently we have been talking with World Bank and IFC. And apart from that, we are working with other platforms and corporations. We haven't listed them all in this slide. And last, for our company, let plastic remore, because we believe we can make waste plastics more valuable. Let waste plastic remore. Thank you. Okay, thank you for your sharing. And I believe after listening to this presentation, if you are interested in reading more, if you want to schedule a matchmaking session, please scan the QR code, leave your information. We will arrange a matchmaking session after this meeting. Okay, I see you have finished scanning the QR code. For the first presentation, Huidu Environmental. If you wish to talk with Huidu, you can scan another QR code. We will invite our colleague to share the other QR code. Okay, apologies. You can actually use the same QR code to develop information and contact Huidu. Okay, thank you everybody. Now let's welcome Xenotechnology. Xenotechnology has a synthesizing solution with low cost and high performance. They have a modifying additive to facilitate the green recycling of plastics. The founder, Mr. Zhu of Xenotechnology, because of the typhoon, he will share his presentation online.
Thank you for the introduction from Lanting. Hello, everyone. I am from Xenotechnology, and very glad to be here to participate in the AEPW event. And also, I appreciate Plug and Play offers the startups this really precious platform for us to share, to make exchange with big enterprises, other startups, and investment institutions. So here, I would like to briefly introduce our project that we participated in AEPW for a month. I would like to share some of our progress that we made and our future plannings. So currently speaking, our largest progress is that together with Beijing University of Chemical Technology, we have this cooperation base. Now we want to solve our productivity insufficient issue. So by relying on Beijing University of Chemical Technology, they have this research center of the National Energy and Bioresearch Center. So we can utilize some of our yields and to expand our production. And we can have an upgrade of our product. Currently speaking, our research base in Beijing, what we're doing there is we're doing small batch production tests. So what we're seeing on the slide is what we're doing. So this is a 5-liter bioreactor. And we are doing this to produce our product currently. We have realized a high density, low cost, high efficiency progress. So by the end of the year, we can optimize the overall condition and realize a high productivity, mass scale production. Besides that, because in Beijing, we're limited by environmental assessments and other limitations. So in Suzhou, we have our first base over there. So by starting from the end of the year, we are going to start the R&D and mid-test and final test of development. So we're going to do a 100 liter to 1,000 liter of manufacturing over there. According to our calculation, our manufacturing technology itself, not just our product, we can use this to fight against the bio wastes. Besides that, during our process of optimizing manufacturing process, we're making calculations as well. Comparing to traditional manufacturing process, the carbon emission can reduced around 25% to 28%. So in our manufacturing process, that is something we can do for the sustainable development of the environment. Besides that, in Beijing University of Chemical Technology and our own platform, besides the material that we get our hands on currently, in the future we're planning to use the same research platform to further develop some downstream products. For instance, this dye ingredients. So we're using that as a plastic recycle base, making operations in Fuyang. For the recycled materials, they can be used in the dyeing industry. So we have established a initial cooperation. Now we are verifying our products that as a recycled material, the performance can it achieved. Now we're doing the experiment of that. We anticipated that by the end of the year, we can get the initial statistics so that we can make further development and also to boost the development of the new product. So that is something we made after joining APW. We do hope that in the future we can have the opportunity to make exchange with my dear colleagues and experts. Hopefully by receiving we can receive your suggestions and recommendations, and we do want to make more cooperation exchanges with other startups. Thank you for your listening. Thank you. Oh, besides that, and this is our new strategies. Professor Liu. Thank you, everyone. And we would like to make further exchange with you. And thank you, Lanting and Plug and Play, to offer us this opportunity of demonstration. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Zhu. So if you want to make further contact with Xenotechnology, you can scan that QR code and to fill in the forms of exchange online. Now you can scan that QR code. Next, let's welcome Bluefa. So what they're doing is a degradable and low-cost biomaterials, and let's welcome Zhang Hao, Mr. Zhang, to share with us. Okay. So you guys can see this, right? Okay. Due to the weather of Shanghai, I cannot be there in Shanghai with you guys today. So let me just do this sharing here. And Bluva is something based on synchronized micro bio poly materials. We started from 2016. We have two doctors, one from Tsinghua, one from Beijing universities, formed this company. So for more than 5 years, through initial discovery, and now we're entering a fast development period. After being part of APEW, so since this year, we have financed over 600 million. So there in Nanjing is that we're using biotechnology. What we're doing is to change the way of production of human beings of energy. So here, as you can see, we've got two foundations of modern lifestyle. One is energy, and second is material. So the traditional fossil fuel industry supported this kind of productions. So by having the background of reducing carbon emission, all different industries are trying to discover how can we achieve sustainable development. So here in Bluefire, we want to use microbiotechnology to manufacture the materials that we required for our daily life and also to achieve a sustainable development. So this can bring that traditional fossil fuel cannot bring us. And so one of the most mature line of our company is PHA. This is the sole material that can self-degrade. This is a plastic that can self-degrade in natural environment. The development of this can trace back to long ago, but this was not adapted to commercial use because of the high cost. So by using the technology and the platform that we have, we systematically reduce the systematic cost of this PHA. For PHA, it has good performance of biodegradation. And also, this is the sole material that has been verified by multiple countries that this can be self-degrade in oceans and different aerosols. So this can be degraded to water and carbon dioxide. At the same time, this high polymer material, the structure can be designed so the material can have many diverse performance. So comparing to traditional plastic that we were using, the performance is just as good as that. So for foreign countries, there are two suppliers. One is the demo certificate from the US, and second is Chemicon from Japan. So Bluefire is the third in the world that we can do mass production of PHA. So for the demand of PHA, something we can see today. We anticipated that the future 5 years demand is 1 million ton. So for short-term period, we have a supply shortage just in short terms in the market. So what we have a concessions in the plastic market is that we need to solve plastic issue. 50% of that is by doing recycling. What we're doing in China is we have higher recycle rate already, and second is we need to replace that, especially the application scenarios. For instance, we can replace plastic by paper and so on. But steel plastic is heavily reliant, and PHA is targeting that kind of market. So the core competitive of us is that we can use our own technology, and also we can use China's supply system to reduce the cost of PHA. And second is because of our technology, we can design different performance PHA to meet our clients' needs. So it can be quite crispy, it can be quite agile. So this can be manufactured into something like a straw, like dining utilities and so on. So as you can see, according to our PHA in our lab, this can be used in the beauty industries as well. For instance, like collagen, that's something we can do. Currently, for PHA, our mid test is pretty well sufficient, and we are now offering our materials to some of the major clients that we have, and this has been verified by them, and the feedbacks were pretty good. Currently, we're establishing our first PHA manufacturing base. The base is in Yancheng, Jiangsu province of China. So Yancheng is the first city, the top city of offshore power generation. So the power of our manufacturing base will be from offshore wind turbine. We discover that bio is a more sustainable method, but the manufacturing volume cannot be compared with the traditional plastic, and so the carbon emission can be high. The main reason of that is in energy.
So with those offshore wind, we can use clean energy to reduce carbon emission by 60% of our PHA manufacturing. And this is why we are settled in Yancheng in Jiangsu province. Next year, the factory will enter into operation, and you can buy those PHA products starting from next year. Apart from that, we are a biosynthesis company with a rich portfolio. We have 10 more pipelines. This is part of that on this slide. And for Bluefa, we create life for the future. We use biomaterials to manufacturing anything else. We hope we can improve people's life by biosynthesis. And we're hoping that we can cover the largest potential market and making our planet more sustainable. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Ms. Zhang, for your presentation. And similarly, if you wish to talk with Bluefa, you may screen the QR code on the screen, leave your information for matchmaking. Okay, and next, we're going to invite income recycling. So income recycling have a rich collecting and recycling system, and they have a interesting fashion brand called Baopu Recycle. Let's welcome Income. Good morning, everyone. I'm really happy to attend today's roadshow invited by Plug and Play and AEPW. I'm happy to introduce my company, Income Recycle. We have intelligent recycling system for waste bottles. We have a factory and a fashion brand. It's a sustainable and environmental friendly fashion brand called Baopu Recycle. Now we are working with Sinopec for financing. We are also negotiating with Pepsico for more collaboration. For income, we are dedicated to the governance of waste plastics for high quality recycling and reuse. At Income, our industry is based on traditional recycling pathway. We are upgrading based on the traditional pathway. On your table, you have a bottle of water. After drinking it, you don't know where this bottle end up with. So traditionally, this is the pathway for recycling, for regeneration, for recycle, but this process has great impact on environment. In recent years, in Beijing and other large cities, the environmental policies has been more strict. We are only seeing traditional recycling in lower tier cities. So at Income, we built such a system. We are constructing a recycling system for waste plastics and to recycle them and reuse them in high quality and high efficiency. From these waste bottles, it will enter our recycling system through our factory. They will reforming them into food grade materials. And some of the products will enter our fashion brand, Baopu Recycle. And let's talk about our advantage, about our team and our pathway. At Income, we have 3 business sectors. First of all, waste plastic collecting. We have an intelligent waste recycling system and the smart recycling equipment. We work with Tomra, the largest recycling company in the world in China. I know we have representative from Tomra today with us. And we are also providing pesticide packaging governance solutions for some lower tier cities. We are now the only company obtaining a national certificate for food grade regenerative plastics, and our annual output is 50,000 tons. And we have a certificate from FDA. We are the only company in China who have FDA certificate in China for food grade plastic. And third, for Baopu Recycle, we a young brand, only 2 years old. We want to use Baopu Recycle to build a holistic and comprehensive solutions for packaging enterprises and for plastic users. And we have a calculation approach for those life cycle carbon emission. Wait a sec. And there are some industrial challenges, needless to say. So we are still a low-end industry, and now people still need higher awareness for waste plastic. So at Income, our way of thinking is that we can use our product to provide holistic solutions for the recycle and the reuse of waste plastic. And I will give you more detailed introduction about how we do that. First of all, we have the R&D manufacturing of intelligent recycling equipment. And we have 2 million users for the smart recycling equipment. We recycle 6 million of water bottles each year. And we also have the capacity to calculate carbon emission and the carbon reduction. We also deployed AI algorithm to identify waste plastics. We have been updating the AI algorithm continuously. Secondly, we have our own factory dealing with different kind of plastic bottles. The annual handling capacity is 50,000 tons. And we can make them into plastic flakes, slices. We are the only company obtaining food grade certificate from the Chinese government. And from the overall perspective, we compare our product with new product. For 1 ton of regenerative products, we can save carbon emission to the amount of 900 to 1,000 kilograms, sorry. So I was hoping our industry can also facilitate carbon reduction. However, currently we are still a low-end industry, and by this presentation, I hope we will have more investors to focus on recycling industry. For Baopu Recycle, it's actually a new brand incubated by Income. It's only 2 years old. We want to use traditional wisdom of the Chinese ancestors to help resolve waste plastic pollution in China. So overall, at Baopu Recycle, after establishment, we will build 12 pathways to realize the transformation from waste materials to end products. And we also have calculation and showcasing of the carbon emission for the full pathway. And now I will share some of our successful cases. We are working with large brands. For example, Starbucks. Last year and this year, we collaborate with Starbucks for some innovative recycling and reuse. After recycling those bottles and cups, we will make those waste plastics into new packaging materials. And this year, in June, we have collaborated with Adidas on a Running to the Blue event. We have 2 million people joining in this campaign, and we recycled 10 tons of waste plastic. We also offered a holistic product solution, because some of the waste plastics are actually collected from the ocean. We also have a gift package with the ocean theme. And we also work with CITIC Tower for zero waste solution service. We collaborate with CITIC Tower this year. And we also collaborate with Cainiao. We help them, we sponsor them with the Global Summit for Logistics. And just like Ray Moore mentioned, we can use those PP and PE to make them into basins. We provide those regenerative products to remote schools to contribute to local development. And we also working with Alibaba and Xianyu. We help make fashionable raincoat for Xianyu. We work with Strawberry Music Festival. We collect water bottles to make co-branded products. And this case is Pepsi. So after joining AEPW, we expanded our collaboration with Pepsi, and we help make clothes and gowns for Pepsi's factories and laboratories. Apart from water and beverage packaging, we also have successful cases for pesticide packaging treatment solutions at Sichuan and Hebei, and we help local governments to address the problem of pesticide packaging pollution. We realized the rate of 85% of the rate for recycling and collection. And we also have a carbon reduction data collection for Income. I hope our industry can help China to realize its goals for carbon peaking and carbon neutrality. So much for my presentation. And one more sentence, I believe a small action from everybody can change our world, make our world even better. I hope through our presentation, more people can know about us and join our journey of protecting the environment. Thank you, everybody. Okay, thank you for the presentation from Income. If you wish to have more discussion with Income, please scan QR code, leave your information. Okay, let's welcome Komai. They use low temperature, low pressure catalytic cracking to transform plastic into oil and petroleum products. Let's welcome Wei Sikai from Komai. Hello, can everybody hear me? Okay, I can even hear the echo of myself. Okay, good morning, everybody. I am Wei Sikai from Komai. I'm sorry I can't be with you in the face-to-face location. Thank you, Plug and Play and the AEPW for organizing this, offering opportunities to discuss governance of waste plastics. First of all, our introduction. We are a high-tech company for chemical recycling solutions of waste plastics. We are now working with leading chemical enterprises and the solid waste treatment enterprises in China. Our founder, Xing Ben is among the decision-making layer at Meidi. He led brands such as Rongshi Da and Meidi. For the stakeholder, we have Zhenghai Chemical Refinery, and we also have the current VP at Meidi. And the investor stakeholder, Gu Yanming, is also the chairman for KUKA Robotics. And we also have doctors from universities and professors from universities and Fortune 500 management people. We have 30 million tons of waste plastic. And now we don't have ways to treat those waste plastics.
One is from non-plastic to plastic stream, and second is from non-plastic to other materials. So now the third generation of our technology has been established in Shandong. Now this is the photo of the factory. Now let's take a look at the video. I think you can see the video, right? This is a demonstration plant. We have 20,000 hours of operation after a few times of technological. Now we're using PP, POS, and that can be include some glasses and so on. So we'll replace. We will keep the material for no oxygens in it, so it's going to evap from gas from the top of the pipe. So it's quite different from the thermal technology because we do have the median. We need 350 degrees, 1 atm, because no oxygen was involved. So we are not going to involve water in this, so we can save 50% of the energy. So the waste materials are earth and glass, aluminum, shredded aluminums, and so on. This can just be landfilled. So this is the cooling system. We are going to mix different freezing points. So it's different from the thermal processing. We are light oil. The density is 0.81 after process. This can be used to produce new plastics. By using this technology, hopefully, that the waste plastic can be transmit or transfer into new materials. It's 50% energy saving comparing to burning. And we can do smart manufacturing, only a few personnel needed. That was the third generation technology. and now we're doing the midterm testing of the fourth generation technology. We optimize the technology of thermal processing. Each line can process 100 tons. So we'll be cooperation with different industries to connect different dots together. Our core competitives are 3 points. One is our self R&D technology, including more than 40 patents. Now, we're the top notch in the industry in terms of the volume of the patent. Our single line yield can higher than 1 million ton. And second is that we're going to use thousands of times of tests to make our product even more high efficient. So we have 2 to 3 years of tech advantage. And the final here is that we are doing more than dozens of years of research. We just finished our A round, and the capital side are these. They have decades of experience in fossil industry, so we're not really quite thirst about further funding. But we do look forward to make more cooperations. We have a lot of cooperations, including 4 or 5 APEW enterprises. We have already established our chemical recycling plants. And for the 4.0 technology, probably it's going to be at Zhenjiang BASF. All right, and thank you. Thank you, presenter. Thank you, Komi Energy. And next will be our roundtable sharing. The theme of the roundtable sharing is about plastic innovation. We have invited a few participants. They are from Greater China, real estate, Becky Yu. Just a second, please. And Mr. Zhao Xiaodong from SVP of Asia AMD, Milliken & Co. And Ms. Alice Luo, External Innovations as Director of Pepsico, and also Program Director, Red Avenue Foundation, Ms. Yijie Wang. And Mr. Yang Xianqi, Mr. Kevin Yang, Greater China Project Development Leader, Alliance to End Plastic Waste. Mr. Jet Chang, VP, Circular Economy Business Development of Tmra Asia. And also Mr. Ren Bo, Managing Director, Department of Industry Innovation of Sinopec. Now let's welcome them. Please be seated. Can you see us, Mr. Chang? Our company in 2020. Can you turn down the volume, please? November 25th last year, we started the APEW Shanghai Acceleration Camp. So for the past 10 months of selections, now this is the demonstration day. Dear judges, you're all the promoters of the acceleration camp. So by using this opportunity, I would like to listen to your thoughts, your insights, and your suggestions. Because we have a lot of new friends participating online and offline. So let's just ask you briefly, introduce yourself and the institutions that you're representing, and also your efforts you've made in ending plastic. All right, let's just follow the sequence, at least from E, all right? Dear startups, hello everyone. So, since 2012, we established, and I'm Red Avenue Foundation. So, for Red Avenue, we are a leading new material suppliers in the world. In Beijing and Shanghai, we have 2 national level research centers. Our business scopes are spreading in a few domains like electricity, materials, um, plastic and full degradable materials, and so on. We have these 3 main domains. So our vision is to use materials to make it a better Earth. We take it as our own mission. So in the track of full degradable materials, we would like to make more actions. So if we have the opportunity, we would like to be exchange with our colleagues within this industry. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. My name is Alice Low. I am from Pepsico. So we are a company that focuses on food and beverage. For us, what we are focusing is the recyclable and degradable materials. What we want is we want to have some breakthroughs in the domain. We have done a lot. So in Australia, they are already full degradable right now. So biodegradable, we do have some gaps to catch on. So we would like to find some commercialized project to help us battle against the biodegradable. Hello everyone, I'm from BASF. My name is Yu Lu. I'm the head of the industry team of Construction Greater China. Glad to be here. So by coming here, I actually meet a lot of new and old friends. So for the degradable material is something that we have been focusing on. So by being part of APW, we are a material suppliers, and we want to make us a practitioner of sustainable development. So people are mentioning how do we make a cleansed loop of that? Plastic is a good thing, offers great convenience, but how do we make it make the usage of those reasonable? When being part of APW, BASF would right to use our own innovative technology to recycle this waste plastic. If we can use this plastic in a good way, that we can all be benefited. We do have our own project. We've made it introduced before. We use our own special technology to make a thermal degradation of the plastic and to degrade that into crude oil. And the crude oil can be thrown back to the circle. And so the product can be returned to the consumer. The whole chain is quite long. After we introduced this project to China, we made a lot of innovation and expansions. And now we have some testing projects now conducted in Shanghai. So after listening to a lot of innovators and startups, you're offering us some good ideas and new ideas as well. So we're seeing what you are doing is you're doing quite a lot for that. Some of them cannot be thought by larger companies. So some of you can really we look forward for the cooperation between you and us for things like degradable materials, recycled plastics, and so on. In this domain, BASF has made a lot of effort, but how do we make this even better in China? It requires your help as well, dear startup companies. So we look forward for more discussion and cooperation. My name is Ed Zhao. I am from Milliken & Co. We are a production company. Our HQ is in US, but in different domains around the world, we have more than 40 production base, and we have quite diverse of business.
We have 4 sections, including textiles and chemistry. At North America, we're the largest textile enterprise. And we also have business in commercial real estate and healthcare materials. And based on the distribution of our business, sustainability matters most to us. And we are seeing that in the future, in the next coming decades, sustainable development will become more and more important. It will reshape our industry. In the past 3 to 4 years, in sustainability, we have made a lot of work. In 3 years ago, we joined AEPW, and we are especially dedicated to the recycle, reuse of waste plastic and the waste textiles. We pay great attention to those 2 areas. 2 years ago, we invested in a startup in America. It's called Pure Cycle. It uses physical approach to recycle and reuse waste plastics. And after investing in Pure Cycle, it's already listed in the United States, and we are helping it to build the first factory in Asia in South Korea or in we also have other program in Taiwan and other regions. We are also exploring a biosynthesis approach to recycle and reuse waste plastics and waste textiles. We are very early in those areas. Globally, we are working with 3 startups. They are using biosynthesis approach to treat waste textiles. We use their regenerated material in our end products. By the end of this year, we will launch a new sportswear textile product. And this product is windproof, it's waterproof, it's air permeable. It's a premier product for sportswear. And for those main materials for our textile factory, most of its materials are bio-based thanks to the 2 technology startups. We have very high hopes to these technologies. One of the startup is actually based in China. It's a local startup in China. Firstly, we pay great attention to environmental protection and sustainability. I believe this is our core motivation for future development. And secondly, we wish to utilize this platform to enhance collaboration and communication with startups for more future collaborations. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. And Mr. Chang. Hi, hello everyone. My name is Jet Chang from Tomra. Actually, I just returned from Xiamen, and because of the typhoon Chengdu, I cannot be here with you. Apologies. Hello, everybody. Do you need, first of all, let me introduce Tomra. So, compare with the companies on the stage, we are a mid-scale company from the Europe. We provide collection and sorting services for circular economy. Our motive is to promote packaging, especially plastic packaging's rate of recycle and reuse. Now the rate for recycle and reuse is about 14%. We want to increase the number to 40% by 2030. And nowadays, only 2% of the plastics are in the closed loop recycle. We want to increase the number to 30%. However, we cannot achieve this alone by Tomra or by any company on the stage. We need collaboration along the industrial chain. We need all the stakeholders to build a closed loop. So joining APW is because we value your composition of different stakeholders and your construction of a reuse and recycle system for waste plastics. So much for me. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Ren. Hello, Mr. Ren. Can you hear us? Are you online? Yeah, can I start? Yeah. Maybe he forgot to unmute himself. Sorry, can you hear me now? I was muted just now, sorry. Can everybody hear me? Yep, yep. Can everybody hear me? Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? I don't know whether you can hear my voice. Yes, loud and clear. Okay, okay, thanks. Hi, my name is Martin from Sinopac because Mr. Renbo has another meeting. So he commissioned me to join the meeting on behalf of him. Thank you for APW for inviting us to the roadshow to have contact with those excellent startups. So first of all, introduction to the industry investment of Sinopac we established in 2018. We wish to use financial investment to find opportunities for strategic investment and build those projects into new growth engines for Sinopac. We invest in new energy, new material, environmental protection, intelligent manufacturing, and artificial intelligence. In July 2019, we joined AEPW. We are the first mainland China company joining AEPW. We are dedicated in the treatment of waste plastic, and we're actively exploring the pathway toward circular economy. We have invested in a Zhejiang company, which produces biodegradable plastic, and we are dedicated to build a leading company that is clean and sustainable in the world. At Sinopac, Sinopac is a manufacturer for chemical products and for plastics. As a state-owned enterprise, we need to ensure the supply chain security of the nation, and we are also shouldering a lot of social responsibilities. We pay attention to degradable materials and the circular economy and the recycle economy. We are following closely to those high tech, and we are dedicated to help those enterprises to grow, meeting the demand and the goals of carbon peaking and carbon neutrality set by China. Thank you. Okay, just now, you have shared a lot of insights and your efforts, which indicates the plastic circular economy is an unstoppable trend. 3 years ago, we're not confident about that. And now, after 3 years, why do we have such fast growth? Because the circular plastic economy is really booming. And for the second part, I would like to invite distinguished panelists to talk about the most important observation, or it can be a trend, it can be a change. So what is your most important observation? So maybe we can starting from the brand. Maybe we will invite Miss Alice from Pepsico, because Pepsico is a brand at downstream. We will start from you. Well, to be honest, actually, we are actually pushed forward by the industry. 3 years ago, we seldom talk about circular economy or plastic recycle. It's our North America headquarters that are talking about that. However, at local China, we want to become a leader. We want to run faster than our global headquarters. So now we have more willingness and energy to make more breakthrough by ourselves, because I think actually we think everybody has the responsibility for protecting the environment, and we want to become a leader in this regard in Asia Pacific region. Wow, that is impressive. It's a bottom to top approach, and at local China, you want to become a leader. You want to run faster than your global headquarters. That is very impressive. And let's invite the representative from another multinational company. Maybe we will start from Maggie. Yeah. Okay. At Basifu, we pay attention to circular plastic. We have been talking about chemical recycle. That is one hand. On the other hand, we are seeing the industrial trend, and the people have more awareness about environmental protection. So in the next few years, the plastic recycle and reuse is a major trend. The major challenge we are facing is that how do we you have more government policy, more effective policies. We are encouraging green electricity. We have efforts in sustainable and renewable energy at Basifu, but for recycled plastics, we need more driving factor from the government, from the regulation side, as you can see. So after collecting those plastic, how do you increase the reuse ratio and efficiency of recycle? What do you do after collection? Because nowadays we are using those waste plastics to manufacture clothes and bags. But can there be something new? Can there be more innovation? At Basifu, we think those waste plastic can be used in construction, but now people do not know how to do that, but actually it is possible. So I want to give you more ideas. Maybe you can think about applying waste plastic in construction, and in the future, there might be more construction material that is recycled and regenerated. Thank you. Efficiency, value addition, yep, these are your keywords. We will do better in our next step. And Mr. Zhao, yeah, I will stand up and talk. From my point of view, I have witnessed 3 trends or say observations. First of all, in this industry, for startups, you are developing really fast at the capital market, whether from the investor's view or from the corporate's view. I believe you can do even better. And then I want to share something with you. When we communicate with our downstream clients, for example, those packaging companies and brands, etc., no matter which industry they are in, the first requirement from our clients is sustainability. And they will ask, do you have any solution for sustainability, whether for recycle or for degrading? So this is a major change, not possible in 3 years ago. 3 years ago, people seldom talk about sustainability. In the past 2 years, especially after COVID-19, when I come to visit my clients, their biggest concern is sustainability. And third, I want to follow the topics discussed just now.
I think our sustainable development, the thought of that actually is from from irrational to rational, like in plastic industry within these 2 years, 2, 3 years ago, or maybe 1 year ago. People are going to put on like PDAP and so on, these degradable materials. So the productivity has been surpassing the global demand. If you make a scientific analysis and analyze this, you'll see that this is not actually entirely good, because there are solutions, but they're environmental friendly and non-environmental friendly solutions. So overall speaking, the market is coming back to a more rational market. People are start really doing things that they're using scientific analysis to analyze the solution, whether it can really help the environment, help the society. So for these startup enterprise, 12 startup enterprise, what they're doing is pretty good. So to the environment, to the society, they're making some positive impacts. Thank you, Mr. Zhao. Besides science in there, clients is something quite important as well, because your clients is willing to pay, so the business model can be put forward. That's a huge boost. All right, next is from EJ. Let me hear from you. So I've got two roles for coming today. One is that we're representing the Red Avenue Foundation. One is the revenue new material, and we are part of the APW. We want to make deeper interaction with our colleagues. So in terms of social responsibility in the industry, we want to see more happening in the society. For the new material business, what we're boosting is that we're boosting right upon the national policy. So we are in favoring 9 national standards, and 2 of that has been published. And in the future, more of that will be published. That is in Tongcheng new material, or the Red Avenue material, what we have been doing. So in terms of our foundation, we are promoting the public, the circulation economy, and to reduce plastic, because each year we have different domains of business, like investments, R&D, international cooperation, environmental friendly. and each year we are investing 20 million to 50 million. Since 2019, we gradually reduced the ration of education and medicine. In terms of environmental protection, we make a big boost in that in 2020. Red Avenue Foundation, together with the Revolutionary Development Commission of Shanghai, we published a promotion video and poster. I believe you've all seen that. It's a poster about reducing plastic. So at that time, we have signed a cooperation with the other companies. So in the future, so last year the campaign was in Colombia, and also the hosting city of Winter Olympic. So at that time, we offer participants a degradable plastic bag. No matter what kind of policies are promoting that, you need to be in favored by the public, and people needs to support that. So what we hope is that in the future, action from policies point of views, we can all promote it. So thank you. That's a very inspiring news. So from foundation's perspective, right, they are investing more capitals into environmental protection. That's good news. Now, what we are seeing for the online participants, what are you seeing? What are you seeing the different trends? So, what kind of information can you offer us? This information can really help the startup companies, right? Okay, let me talk about it first. So, what we're observing is just like Mackie mentioned, like the policies. Currently speaking, in terms of policies, it's a double-edged sword. So, the country is focusing more on plastic waste. That's a good news. It's a good trend. At the same time, um, they have the REPT. They have now by certified by the food grade application, and some departments, they are going to pass. Probably they will be passing through the RPT that can be used in food use. So it's a good policy foundation. But there's something we need to worry as well. For instance, like the 14th Five-Year Plan for tackling plastic waste. This has been highlighted for the plastic issue. But the dealing of plastic waste has been promoted, has been raised as well, which means burning. We have this very precise volume, but the recycled, in terms of recycle of the plastic, they've mentioned it, but there's no quantitative goal. So personally, what I think is a lot of plastic waste, like the food wrap and so on, they'll be burned. So for us, if we want to form a closed loop, that is not beneficial as well because it's a broken chain. So policy view, 50-50, I say. For international brands, they've made a lot of promises, but quite sadly, although brands from China, they have some CSR actions, but none of them is coming forward and saying in what month, what year, they're going to reach what amount. So that's something we need to improve. So that's it for me. Mr. Ma. Okay, thank you. So that was quite comprehensive for the introduction. I agree with that. Currently, the circulation economy of plastic in China, The most important bottleneck is that the policies haven't been open quite large enough for this period of time. We're seeing some enterprises that are doing degradables, they're doing recyclables. The best players in the field right now, they can only reach V1. If we compare to overseas companies, that is, in terms of policy support, it's not enough in foreign countries. If you use recyclable PE, and it's going to collect you the carbon tax. For the large enterprise, they have they say in their plastic bottle it needs to contain 20 or 40% of recycled plastics. So in China, we don't have this kind of standard for now. That's one of it. And second, including our own capital, we're not only going to find some prosperous business model, but we want to have some innovative technology as well. So in this part, we are focusing on some potential revolutionary technology. But as a matter of fact, in terms of mass applications, we don't have good economic performance in there. And we do believe that in the future, as the policies evolve and technology improve, we do believe that the technology will improve. We will continue to focus on this domain. Just like I mentioned, as a Sinopec, as a large governmental enterprise or SOE, we will be deeply integrated into the circulation of recycled plastic to contribute our own effort. I have a statistic here that is currently our global plastic production is 270 million, and in China is around 100 million ton. That's a third of the global production. In terms of that, we are solving plastic contamination issues. If we can, through business model, to lower the carbon emission, is something that we are focusing on. And that'll be all. Thank you. Thank you, dear judges, to provide us a wide spec view. So the final question. I would like to come back to AEPW Acceleration Camp. So I would like to ask you guys to share with us what's the most unforgettable startups that you have. Can you tell us their stories and to tell us your exchange between them? Or you can probably offer them some suggestions from you. Now let's start this from online participant now. Mr. Jet Chang, can we have a 1 minute share, please? So it wasn't quite clear. Can you ask it again? Can you share with us that within the two startup enterprise, which one give you the deepest impression? And why is that? At the same time, I would like you to make suggestions, provide suggestions for these 12 startups. Well, that's quite a difficult question you're asking, because for these 12 enterprises, we select as jointly as a group. They're all quite outstanding. We visit some of the enterprise as well, like Huidu Environmental, and also other companies. These are outstanding, excellent enterprises. like Bluefar. I was part of their team since the establishment of our foundation. That was the first project we encountered. At that time, Bluefar wasn't like this. Now they're doing pretty good. At that time, I think they just finished their second or first round. At that time, we were making a lot of exchange. These are outstanding enterprises. So I really can't say which one gives me the best impression, because everyone leaves me a deep impression. So in the future, we are going to make more connections and to learn from them, some of the enterprises participating with us today. Although we invested a degradable plastic enterprise doing BOA, but we discover that not only degradable plastic is something we need to focus on, also the reuse of the material is very important, because degradable plastic, in terms of its technology, fertilizings and so on, the condition is not mature enough. We do think that easier achievable target is actually through business models improvements.
And we can realize the reutilization of resources locally, which is a more feasible solution. So in this regard, our focus is right on here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chang. Mr. Ma, I quite agree. And you know more about this issue, and you are helping many enterprises due to time limitation. I will invite everybody to give you a sharing within 1 minute. So Mr. Chang, okay, based on the progress of different enterprises and their interest in us, we are working very closely with 2 startups. First is Remore. They are the few companies who want to make PP as food grade, or at least food contact grade. And the other one is using chemical approach, chemical pathway. And we have been talking with them about income. It's a joint venture company. They have mature technology. As for Huidu Treasure House and Nano, we are in contact with them, and we are trying to make progress. I want to thank Plug and Play and AEPW for helping us find those startups. Okay, well, let's get back to on-site. Okay, we are interested in 2 startups, but they haven't give a presentation. One is Mitero. We have communicated with them before, and our R&D director is working with them closely. Another one is Xinxin Environment, and we will connect our R&D director with the Xinxin team. The other one is Income and Baobu Recycle. Our foundation is also interested in income. We wish to have more collaboration with Income and Baobu Recycle. For Pepsi, we have long-term and short-term goals. Currently, in short term, we are working with Huidu, hoping that we can form an effective solution that can be applied to our product. And in long term, we are interested in all the startups. But for us at Pepsico, we have very good startups, but we want to have a closed loop. We want to have a connector to provide an overall solution to us. So this is what we want to find on this platform. If it's only a granular raw materials, we do not have the time to do research and to provide a overall comprehensive solution. So we want to work with third-party companies to help those projects to be implemented sooner. Okay, thank you. I am quite lucky because in the first round, we have one-on-one sessions with the 12 startups. I have talked with Income about pesticide recycling, and I have talked with Huidu. Maybe later we will dive deeper. I'm most impressed by Fuhai Lantian. And after the previous session, and Fuhai Lantian came directly to us for collaboration intentions about chemical circulation. In the long term, chemical recycling is the necessary solution, but there are bottlenecks in terms of technology, and there is a long way to go. We want to work together and charter this pathway. And last, what is your question about suggestion, right? Yeah, my suggestion is to remain committed to your original mission. This way is the correct way. As long as you persist, you will have a promising future. Okay. For us, we are in close contact with two startups in different business. One is the daily chemical additive, and we also have a technology for micro capsules. In our company, we need degradable materials, degradable capsules. And we are talking with Lanxing, but it's still in an early stage. We're working with Bluefa. It's still in the early stage. We believe there are more opportunities coming next. And for the other startup manufacturing plastic additives, I think this is also very promising field. For example, plastic additives are used in food packagings. And for the companies in chemical recycling, we have several rounds of communication with Komai, and we are quite focused on Komai's development. And today, for the introduction of Remore, I didn't realize that you are doing so much work in this area, and what you have been doing is overlapping and related with our work. So maybe we can have a deep dive session with Remore. Thank you. Thank you everybody for your sharing. As we come to the close, we may more efforts. Before closing, I want to share that I'm honored that in the past 10 months, we have been collaborating very closely. On behalf of AEPW, I want to thank dear panelists for your contribution in the past 10 months to the accelerator camp. We believe this accelerator is only a starting point. We may have closer collaboration with you and finishing the mission of ending waste plastics. Thank you, everybody. I will give the floor back to the moderator today. Thank you, Kevin and the distinguished panelists. It's an exciting session. You have bring us many insights about plastic recycle and the plastic regeneration. Hi, I'm the Energy and Sustainability Investment Manager from Plug and Play. Without further ado, let's start the next session. Let's welcome the 6 startups. First of all, Shanghai Xinxin Environment. Shanghai Xinxin Environment is providing a solution of plastic replacement. Let's welcome. Hi, everybody. I'm happy to introduce Shanghai Xinxin Environmental Technology. My name is Tang Xiao, the Marketing Director. for Shanghai Xinxin. At Shanghai Xinxin, sorry, the slides is playing itself. Can anyone help? Oops. Okay, I'll continue. At Shanghai Xinxin, we are in the field of biomaterial application. Currently, we are focusing on the PLA application in the packaging industry, that is polylactic acid. In our team, we have a lot of technological breakthroughs in the past years, and we are also a Shanghai municipal high-tech company. In Europe, we have lots of a certification and a patent, and we have won a lot of awards. For example, the Hungarian New Material Awards and the British Queen Awards. Why do we enter this industry? Our chair of board believes that plastic have a lot of burden on environment. According to the data from WWF, each week, they take in plastic granules, microgranules, equivalent to a credit card. That is scaring data. So degradable material is coming at a right time. Last year, the packaging industry has a market of 270 billion US dollar, and in China alone, the market is 7 billion US dollar. So we are dedicated to provide a PLA solution. We combine PLA with different kind of paper, building those combined product of paper and PLA for packaging. We have a food grade paper product. We have a food grade degradable ink, which is composed of PLA and paper. PLA is mainly composed of single sugar, polysaccharide. Okay, now the slides are back. So these are the certifications of Shanghai Xinxin and awards to Shanghai Xinxin. So this is what I mentioned, that everybody is taking a credit card every week by drinking water. So biodegradability is very hot topic, but there are technological bottlenecks. First of all, it's not compostable, so it's still posing burden to the environment. And second, some of the materials cannot be prevalent and in large application or be industrialized. And third, the cost is still high. For example, if for one bottle of bubble tea, if the 10 yuan is spent on the tea itself, but 20 yuan is spent on the packaging, then people will not be willing to pay for that. So PLA together with paper is a very good solution. It can be applied to many different industries. And nowadays, we can be used in pharmaceutical, agriculture, food and beverage, and daily living. We have customized solution for different industries. And from three perspectives, we made breakthroughs to the three bottlenecks. First of all, for some degradable material, the cost is very high, but for our product, the main component is paper. Paper is already already a mature industry, so the cost is much lower. And second, for paper and the PLA, they are both mature technologies. They have high potential for industrialization. And third, if we put our product in soil, it can become fertilizer in 88 days, and we have obtained certification from the Europe for this technology. We are working with brands who have a large demand for plastic packaging. First of all, Log-In Coffee. So their supplier came to us to help them manufacturing a paper straw that are compliant with the plastic ban. Everybody know. So for those paper straws, it generating chaos in the market, because many people believe that paper straw are the most awful invention in human history because of the poor user experience. However, by using our products, Login, it differentiated itself in the market because our high performance and excellent user experience. And the other one is Eastern Airline, and they came to us to help them provide a solution for onboard food packaging solutions. And we are also working with Xicha and Babi Mantou to provide a solution for them. And we have an international solution. So this is packaging companies in Europe. Many years ago, they started research in environmentally friendly packaging, and they have introduced us to major companies in Europe, including those railroad authorities. And this is a experiment in Westlake Longjing production base. We composed our PLA coated paper to the soil. We did experiment on turning our product into fertilizers. So this is our feasibility study with Hangzhou Xihu Longjing. So next year we will have data.
So we have a second upgrade of the capacity, and we have 25,000 tons of a year production, which is more than 100 million RMB. The second round of finance is 50 million RMB, and the next round will be more than 200 million RMB or up. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the sharing from Xinxin. If you're interested in them, you can scan the QR code on the screen. And next startup is, our next company is from Treshos. Welcome. Okay. I think this is a broken PDF, I think. I can't really see it. We are a company to post-consumer platform. We're a 2B startup. These are the backgrounds that we're seeing right now. There are some statistics like APEWM Cost Foundation, GIS, especially for GIS. Is around 3,700 of them, but today is actually 14,000 of them. We're seeing a lot of brands and a lot of commitments, and they will be starting to use recyclable materials. That will be our background and opportunity. So we can see now is that for the recycling business, what are the highlights? And there are three of them. One is non-transparent, second is scattered, and third is lack of communication. In the cooperation process, we discovered that for the enterprises, if they use recycled materials, how can they ensure that these recycled materials can come back to them? And if they need to do a large batch procurement, is it regulated? Is the supply sustained enough or stable enough? Because we all know that recycled material, the cost is still relatively high. So how do we lower the cost? In the future, will there be space for us to lower the cost? These are the points that we need to worry about, right? So by using these recyclable materials, yes, we can. The government knows what we're doing, but will the consumer understand what we're doing? Will they recognize this act? That's something that they're thinking. So in terms of information, we want to it be traceable. So by doing that, we can help brands to conquer the three pain points or the three bottlenecks I've mentioned. For instance, like it will be relatively transparent, and they can see where the vendors from. Can they maintain a steady supply? Do they have a good enough supply chain to offer us their product? And second is that for these accumulation of statistics, can we make a good use for long term? Will we see the change of the consumers? These are the things we bumped into during the process. In the past time, what we're doing is the innovation piloting of circulation economy together with some enterprises. For recently, we make a update of the system. One is that we combine IoT function because we're collecting front-end data. In the past, this relies on manual operation. We need to record them by human beings. So for the pink line, what we're seeing is the flow of data or the information flow. So we can gather different information from different nodes onto our platform, and through this method, through scanning codes, this can be viewed by brand itself and consume, and then they can offer this information to consumers. So we'll make this a traceable information and transparent information. And just recently, in this whole chain, we found our partners. That is a huge update to our business model because in the past, um, our clients are on the brands like Unilever and so on. They come to us because they do have this demand and they want us um, to finish their innovative requirements. But throughout the chain, what we're seeing is there are a lot of partners doing this, doing some trials. For instance, um, like materials, right? We cannot compete with Meifu, like mobile, right? So we want to demonstrate our own best capability, especially in the integration of data and statistic. So these are the updates we've done recently. So this is a demo of our tracing system. What we can do is we can integrate this whole CRM, and we do have a dashboard to offer to our brand and partners to view the real-time statistics. And in the end, we're going to integrate the whole material database. We'll update them. This is something we put online last year. We have more than 15 brands on here, more than 5,000 times of code scanning. This is a CRM application to help the brand communicate with their consumer. And this is a cooperation between us and Unilever. This is based on Unilever's recycle chain. We have a huge breakthrough in our data or statistic because in the future, the increase of scale of Unilever. So in this part, we are trying to cope with that as well. This is the ultimate goal that we want to reach. We want to help brands to help them communicate with their consumers. Why are they doing this? And we want to help the brands find their most valuable recycled materials. And the third is that for their data and information, we want to accumulate them so we can help them do do the decisions for the future to make better communication with consumer. We do think that circulation economy is quite local. So we want to help these brands to establish their local circulation economy system. As you can see, these are the projects we have done. So these brands can communicate with consumers. These are the brands we serve. Half of them are already using our CRM. These are our goals. We are focusing on the brand side. So through the upgrade of our system and upgrade of functionality, we can empower more partners in the chain. Because just by seeing the brand, we think that the effectiveness is insufficient or limited. And these are our team. They have supply chain experience. They have some of them are advisors from the chemical industry. And also in the future, we'll use some high polymer probe technology to put them inside our database to verify the authenticity. All right, thank you, everyone. All right, thank you for your sharing. If you're interested in them, you can scan the QR code on the screen. All right, let's give you a sec. Okay, you can scan the QR code. All right, now next startup is from Fuhai Lantian. Welcome. Thank you, everyone. To share with you a better planet, a better Earth is the mission of our company. So today, I would like to make an introduction about our technology. How can we use chemical recycle technology to transfer the material into fuel? For Hailantian, use 10 years of time and through high technology to deal with waste plastic and also to turn it into high value added product that is oil. By more than decades of research, we have this world leading technology, and that in 2020 January our Changzhou project has been named as a significance project by the Department of Technology. So this is our research manager. How can our technology realize this? And that is because we have the best top-notch expert team. For our founder of the company, decades of years ago, he started to do this. From the equipment of the laboratory, testing materials. The equipment has been running for more than a year. It's quite steady for the output. And also, we've already realized the upgrade of the technology and now can under mass scale production. So for this, it has been recognized by experts. So for the founder of the company, he actually made a lot of inventions for huge projects of the country. So he was known as a genius inventor in China. So by transferring plastic into oil, this is not a kind of late topic. But none of them have been made into this testing and trials. There's more than 30 pieces of equipment. So we can tell everyone that this technology is achievable. So for China Academy of Science, we have a scientist from there as our chief scientist. In March, we started a cooperation with Chinese Academy of Science. These are our management team, including Mr. Song is our finance expert, and Mr. Li is also an expert from Sinopec. So for Fuhai Lantian, we have been acknowledged by a lot of academicians, like Mr. Jin here, academician Jin. We think our project is carefully thought and well crafted, because when others doing this project, they're doing this fancy equipment, but when they're seeing what we are doing is that he really recognized the job that we were doing. So for years, he was quite supported to our project and becoming our consultant team. And also, academician Ni Weido is also our consulting team, and Su Shu Chun professor, and also Professor Zhou Hongchun is in the State Council Development Research Center. So he really supports us quite a lot.
At Fuhan Lantian, thanks to those academicians and experts, we have gained a lot of awards. And next, our advantage in technology. We have those liquefaction technology, and we have high economic value, and the transformation rate can reach 80%. It's zero emission and very environmentally friendly, and we can reduce a lot of carbon emission. We know waste plastic is generating huge environmental pollution and the hazards to biodiversity. These are the pain points, and now let's talk about our solution. Incineration will generate dioxin, and the landfill will pollute land and underground water. So our solution is a fundamental pathway to address waste plastic pollution. We have catalytic solutions for those waste plastic solution. We have get a approval from environmental impact assessment from Changzhou municipality. And then as for the equipment and the technological development, these are completed by our director of board. We have been approved by the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology, and we have support from the Ministry of Technology. Apart from that, we have a high quality and worldwide advanced liquefaction technology for petroleum and oil production. So this is a national certificate for us, and we have signed agreement with PetroChina. PetroChina will purchase our end products because we already signed agreement with PetroChina. And we have signed agreement with Shengli mining site. We have a lot of agreements, and in March this year, the Chemical Institute of Chinese Academy of Science have co-established a R&D center for industrialization and recycle. And this is the process which I'm not going to elaborate. At Fuhan Lantian, our capacity is 100,000 ton every year. We have 52.27 million US dollar of investment. Our profit is about 8.47 million US dollar. Now our plan is to raise fund of 52.27 million US dollar. Sorry, our financing plan is 15.38 million US dollar. In the future, I hope that Fuhan Lantian can industrialize very quickly. We have many companies approaching us, including Porsche. And thanks for the effort of Plug and Play. Many overseas collaborations are in progress. We believe our project will benefit the people, benefit the country, and we are now finishing up our small size testing and the mid-scale testing. I want to contribute to the environmental protection industry. Thank you everybody for listening. Thank you very much, Fuhan Lantian, for your presentation. If interested, scan the QR code and leave your information. And apologies for the technical glitch. We have a delay. It's already 12:40 now. So if you feel hungry, we have prepared tea break at the back of this conference room. Please feel free to help yourself. And we're going to continue with our event. We have 3 more to come. The next one is Nano and Arch. It's a Chinese startup targeting material design. If you want to know more about how to help companies realize sustainability goals and how to build a closed loop of material design and experience, now let's move to the sharing of Nano and Arc. Hello, everybody. Hi, my name is Lei Yuxing from Nano and Arc. The name might be confusing. If we split the name, it's because I'm studying nanomaterial, so there's nano, and arc represents architecture and the space. Starting from 2011, I started thinking, how do we link material and design and do more in sustainability? First of all, because people have been using materials for only maybe one time, there are a lot of waste. So on one hand, there are fewer and fewer raw material and more waste. How do we address this problem? So we think in this way, can we use material in a manner that is similar to natural ecosystem? Because in nature, there is no waste, and in nature, there are healthy cycles for many species. So we wonder if we can use waste as raw materials. So on one hand, we can decrease waste and we can supply more to the raw materials. And we can make this entire cycle more healthy, and we can use materials in a similar manner as the nature. Each individual is choosing and using materials every day. We can see a lot of new concepts so that people are hearing too much, for example, circular material and the recyclable materials, etc. So we want to get back to the foundation. We want to build better materials. Better materials equals to no hazard to humans' health, and it can applicate to different scenarios. It looks good and it's within the budget, and it's also eco-friendly with minimal negative impact. So this is what we call better material. So we call it sustainable materials. We are established in Shenzhen in 2018. We are registered in Shenzhen as a startup. We are targeting at sustainable material design. What is a sustainable material? We have been hearing a lot of concepts about materials. I believe better material represents better health for people, for environment. So our basic logic is that we hope those waste materials can be recycled, reused, becoming sustainable materials to be used in products and space. And those materials can be used in an upcycle way. Until it cannot be used again, we will incinerate and landfill them. Since from 2016, we built a database for materials. We have 50 plus supply chain resource network in China. We gather these resources and we iterate and link this to fulfill clients' demand by our sustainable design. So what is sustainable material design? It's actually helping business clients to achieve their SDG goals in a faster and simpler manner from the perspective of materials. The first thing we do is material replacement. It's very simple. We help clients to find the best materials. We want to make this process more applicable and easier. So we offer material options to replace plastic and paper and other traditional materials. We request below information from the clients, the scenario, the time period, budget, volume, and timeline, and we can quickly match our resources to the client's demand. We call ourselves material outsourcing. Based on clients' demand, we contact the factories for supply and the distribution. So we are a connector, a chief contractor. We can limit the timeline within 1 week. We have different programs, different projects in products and also in space application. We are also working with carbon stop. We add carbon reduction data for each and every materials. And our clients can calculate the overall carbon reduction in a space. This is a case study in 2019. This is a company in Shenzhen. We help them decorate their office. We use those regenerated bamboo and wood to help this company to reduce carbon emission by 4.56 tons. And the second one, we help build a waste material closed loop for companies. This is early example because today we focus on cases after joining the accelerator camp. I'm not going to elaborate this case. For waste material closed loop, we work with our strategic partners to collect those waste requested by clients. And then with our resources, we manufacture them into reusable materials or manufacture them into end products, for example, office materials and furnitures. And then we supply those products to the clients. And after use, we can still collect them from the clients for reuse in the next circle. After joining the accelerator camp, we made many progress. This is a installation case based on HPE. This blue part is from Pepsico's bottle cap. This is a board materials 100% made from waste plastic. And we work with Yijiaojing. You may read them in the news. The other one is for fashion brands. For fashion brands, they have lots of textile waste and waste plastic. We transform them into hangers or into the floorboards and other furnitures. And for paper price tags, these are common waste for fashion brands. We manufacture them into paper hangers. We're also making a modularized model to reduce the use of plastic. And also, we transform those plastic bottle caps and shampoo bottles into furnitures installations that can be displayed at stores. And at Bentu, this is a core manufacturer we are working with. At Bentu, based on those engineering plastics and also waste shoes, waste porcelain, they make them into all kinds of decorations, including lamps and desks. And we can replace those materials with more sustainable ones. At outdoor space, we work with P&G. At the World Environment Day, we use waste plastic and transform them into artificial grass. We make them, and we work with Jingdong and P&G. We donated a resting area for the soccer field. We are also working with Covestro. We use waste water bottles and a carbon fiber enhanced plastic to help this Netherlands Guangzhou consulate to build their national installations logo. At construction, we are still working with Covestra. This project is not finished yet, but the basic principle is that we use waste PC sunroof board to make them into regenerated PC for future application. And we can use them into the roof or in the facade. So this is the headquarters of Covestra at Shanghai, Jingqiao. And for indoor spaces, we are commissioned by Yidigang, which is also in collaboration with Squire and Yuanyang Real Estate. Based on clients' demand, this project also faces a lot of challenges, including COVID-19, which is this project completed in July this year.
So as you can see, we're following the original tone on the wall. So as you can see, they have this green kitchen initiative. So we use leftovers as the materials, and also we use some electronic waste to compose that as well. And so we're trying to collect more waste compositions, shred it, and to make a new plate. So we have the shareholders of Coca-Cola, so we put a lot of Coca-Cola bottles in there as well. And so this is a sample wall to help more visitors coming to this space. Through this interesting way, they can understand what these materials are. So there are different types of waste and rubbish. If we can recycle them in a good way, they can have different purpose for their afterlife. In order to make everyone understand the meaning of that, so we can have this upcycle or recycle project. So as you can see, this is a rubbish bin made by rubbish. So for the future, we talked about our linear economy. Now we call this circular economy. We call this the 2D material. So in the future, we would like to promote 3D economy. Just like a lot of small loops, they formed a carefully balanced system. So we call this quasi nature. So for now, in the past 2 years of time, we've already completed our phase 1. We haven't financed before, but we've tried to make an ends meet, trying to give it a good balance in these years. Our first goal is to form a platform that is based on a AI system that can mix and match the materials that we used, and based on this platform, we can establish the circulation of materials to ensure that human beings can have these sustainable environment. So we hope to co-establish a circular economy ecosystem focused on a building industry and to drive cost-effective sustainable projects and services to become a better alternative for all, to reshape future to zero waste, to make this a better world. Thank you. Thank you, NanoArc. If you're interested in them, you can scan the QR code on the screen. Just a second. The next company will be Remake Hub. Through latest technology and recycle technology, they turn waste materials into reusable materials and low carbon product. Welcome. Hello everyone, very glad to be here. And thank you Plug and Play to offer us this very unique opportunity to introduce ourselves. Because the best dish always serves the last, right? So here, I would like to show you this, and please play the video. Do you have sound for this? Alright, so that's our brief video. So in the fashion industry, just as you can see in that video in Europe, in US, even now, this is a hyper fungus year, the starting year of that. By using this hyper fungus, like MS, like Lululemon and Adidas, they try to experience this new material era. Why is that? Because at this moment, the fashion industry, 60% of the products are made from polyester. If they transfer that into microplastic every time when we wash them, they'll always go into ocean every time we wash it, so they'll go back to food supply chain. So this is what we want to do. We want to use this hyperfungus to lead Chinese markets. First, fungus replacing artificial leather. Just like the CEO of Plug and Play mentioned before, we want to use fashion plus sustainability plus harmony plus cognitive reduction plus carbon reduction to achieve this. Besides all these, hyperfungus did something that is we can reduce the killing of animals, because in the future the leather won't be needed to be pulled down from cattle. How do you do that? We actually grow them. We grow the materials within our farms. So what's the value of that? first one is that fungus in the future will be the closest to the leather texture. So fungus will be the best choice for us to replace plastic. And also second, it's very economic wise that because through our own technology we can manufacture this leather into the size we want, and also through technology the quality of this can be really close to real leather or even better than real leather. At the same time, through our own technology, we're going to change the DNA that is for these fungus can also be produced in streets. And also this is quite fast. If you want to raise cattle, it takes around 1 to 2 years. They eat quite a lot, they consume quite a lot. They, when they fart, they do carbon emissions. But now, if we grow this in farm, they only needs 2 weeks. So it can give you the material as fast as they can to fill in the demand. And also it's earth friendly because it's a natural grown material. So we'll cultivate this in the cultivate base. The highlight is that for these fungus, it's a good way. Fungus is a good way to kill some bad germ. So when we're using fungus materials to do this, if we turn this into shoe, and if a athlete's foot, and then this type of material can kill the bad germs. And as for the future, in 2025, it is expected that we have 89.6 billions of market. Now for the shoes, in the first row is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 and 4 are wearing leather shoe. So kind of like 80%, right? If we change these leather into a sustainable leather, what kind of market would that be? It's more important. In China, we are the largest production base. 73% of the artificial leather or the zinc feather in the world. So where China is not doing it, unbelievable. Maybe it's waiting for us. Now let's look at our counterparts, our competitors in Europe and US. Especially in US, they have their 1.0 version. In Europe, they've got 2.0 version. In Indonesia, they have this more original version. So for Mako Works, they focus on fashion design. It's a design studio. So their advantage is that for the texture of the leather, they can turn that into acceptable by high-end users. And for Abative, this is a really tech-intense company. Bear actually invested in them. So for this company, they'll explore and understand different industries, including packaging, building materials, and also fashion. The possibilities in there. So when they team up together, they have this MicroWorks. So Microtech, this Indonesian company, they're quite original. They have technology, they have design, but the things they design is more natural. So we don't quite recommend that. So what Hyperfungus want to do here in terms of positioning is that we want to use design technology to turn this into a Intel position. And this is me. It was a silver color, so I dyed this into black and green today. So I'm the founder of Remake Pop. remake hub. Probably you all understand remake hub. So one of my responsibility is that I need to push SDG. And I went overseas when 16. I have 3 master's degrees. I was CEO in companies in 2017 because I have a dream. When I feel the calling of the message sent from the earth and the universe, I do believe that I need to be a change maker. So in 2017, I decided to do something good for the planet and also for our future. Now let's look at our teams. Just like I mentioned, the event of it is design and tag. And we have some top designers like Central Sonating and Beijing Cloth Designing School or University. And also for our tech, we are going to cooperate with the National Science Academy of China. Both of us are quite committed with this design of super fungus. And in the future, we are going to recruit a few MIT, Tsinghua, and Beijing University, Peking University students. Currently, we have 2 Cambridge students now doing material and engineer.
And the remaining 4 members are in the fashion industry and marketing. Sorry. And we are caring about the earth, and we are all committed to sustainability. So the core technology cannot be fully released. If you are interested, please feel free to reach out to us. But the most important way to resolve it is to use the US and the EU 1.0 and the 2.0. From the first principle, we will change the features and the functionalities of mushrooms to better fit the client's scenarios. And we are going to manufacture natural dye and bacterial dye, use more biomaterials to stay true to our emission to create something good for the planet. Okay, this is our target clients. We are working with Nike. Nike Group has been working with us to use artificial leather. And they are also very, Plug and Play is also very supportive to us. We are going to join a Coin Group event for the angel round finance. We are hoping to obtain 10 million RMB by 10% of stock. And we are hoping to become a leading brand within our industry that is well known among consumers. We would like to take a community approach to do our hyper fungus. If you are interested, you want to go to the space with us, please scan the QR code. Thank you. Thank you very much, Remake Hub, for your presentation. If anyone is interested in Remake Hub, please scan the QR code. Next, our last one, Mitero. Mitero is using natural resources and renewable resources to synthesize plastics. Let's welcome Mitero. Hi, everybody. My name is Luo Yi from Mitero. One question for you. How many do you drink wine or beer? I believe lots of you drink wine or beer. If I tell you the wine bottle can replace plastic, that will be impressive. Use big data, we collect waste plastic to make them into degradable materials. What we want to address is 2 major issues. Every day it happens. One is the food waste, and also the soft plastic packaging. it accounts for 30% of CO2 emission. How do we resolve this issue? We recycle all kinds of industrial waste. For example, we recollect their waste from Budweiser. We extract those proteins and we remake those proteins into biofuel. And for those fibers, we remake them into films. And for the fibers and the starch, we make them into bottles, into food packagings. They can be biodegraded and can in natural environment. We can even sell those materials into our into the soils and make them into fertilizers and animal feed. So this one, it's a protein packaging. It's a film, can be industrially degraded within 180 days. It's waterproof. You can print words on it. So this is what we have been doing together with Budweiser. In the past, using those tags with P and PE, but now we're using protein films to make those product tags. And also we are using our materials to make detergent beads. And we are also making our degradable plastic food packaging. And we are selling these products to Taiwan. We are working with P&G and Unilever. And at the same time, we are doing LCA analysis for CO2 emission. Producing 1 kilometers of our products, we are reducing our carbon emission by 2.8 kilograms. And our water in the manufacturing process can be reutilized. I mean, 90% of them can be reused. And starting from next year, our price will be 20 to 30% lower than POA or PBAT. Starting from 2024, when we start mass production, our cost will be much closer to traditional ones. However, currently, we are still making breakthroughs in waterproof functionality. And right now, we are working with AB InBev. And we join them with the Accelerator 100 initiative. And under this accelerator, we are working with the 4 consumer brands for the paid pilot programs, including Coca-Cola, and Unilever. This is what we have been doing with Budweiser China. It's a pilot program. And these are our paid customers and customers who have signed intention for collaboration. Our raw materials come from any materials that contains protein and fiber. In Thailand, Taiwan is the largest starch provider in Southeast Asia, and we collect their waste starch to remake them into hard packaging. This is our team. I have 3 companies. 2 of them is already acquired by larger companies. I am awarded the 30 under 30 by Forbes. We have professors in chemical engineering. We have team members from Oxford University and Cambridge, and also from Hong Kong University. Next year, we will produce more end products in collaboration with Unilever, Budweiser, etc. And by 2024, and we will collaborate with more technology partners, including extrusion and filmmaking. We're also building a big data platform, allowing more companies to join us to make more new materials. By 2026, we are going to license our technology. with some PLA and PBAT. The difference is that we do not have any technical strangling issue. We research our own programs and our own technologies from scratch. And next year, we are going to have the 1,000-ton production line in operation. And by 2024, we will going to enter mass production. By 2026, we will reach 100,000 tons per annum. So this is our revenue prediction by 2025. It's about 80 million US dollars. For one company, for example, Dule, if they replace their current materials, they can generate about 17 million US dollars of revenue for us by only one company alone. Now we are in the angel round of financing. If interested, please feel free to contact me. I want to say we can drink and reduce carbon emission at the same time. You can proudly tell your child, your friends that I'm drinking and I'm also saving the world. Thank you. Thank you, Mitero. Interested parties, please feel free to scan the QR code. This is our last presentation by startup, and Bella is going to moderate the next sessions. Thank you very much. In your desk label, there's a sentence called, "Thank you for your contribution to ending waste plastic." And I want to thank you again for staying with us because I know there's a delay in the event. We have the last session, the closing ceremony for the first accelerator camp. I welcome Peter, the CEO for Plug and Play China, to give you a keynote speech. Thank you, Bella. First of all, we are working with AEPW for a long time. We learned a lot from this journey, and we get a lot of inspirations for our next stage. Yesterday, I've been talking with the global director of Volvo. We have been talking about transportation and packaging. In the AEPW field, we need to shoulder more responsibility to provide a better future for the future generation. I think this is a very interesting journey. And second, those startups are in different stages, but everybody is on the same journey. I have another meeting with a Volvo innovation project, so I didn't follow the startups presentation all the way. We understand that there is still a gap between those innovation ideas and the final industrialization, the commercialization. So we are a connector, we are a accelerator, helping those good ideas to commercialize. So this is a hard work. We have to assess many aspects, including the data. So each startups will going ups and downs, but by working with AEPW, we are willing to provide support. We are going to become your support, become your accelerator. Thank you, everybody, for staying with us. And I'm going to hand the floor back to Bella again. Thank you very much to the startups for your excellent presentation. And I believe with your efforts, China will accelerate its sustainability initiative. Thank you again. Thank you, Peter. And please stay on stage. I will invite Kevin to award today's closing certificates. And next, I would like to invite all those corporate panel members to get on stage because you have contributed a lot to today's event and to our journey in the accelerator camp. Thank you very much for your contribution, for your help, for your support. And then our mentors, we have 4 mentors with us. With Mr. Luan, he's providing efforts for brand communication, and Zhou Hanyang, who provided support in collaboration with governments. And Mr. Ning, who gave us many financing advices, and Mr. Wei Qi Xiaoling, who gave us support in presentation and communication. Hello. Ms. Qi Xiaoling gave us lots of advices in roadshow presentation and expression. Thank you very much. And on the screen, we're going to play a video to review the AEPW projects and how they made progress. As you can see, starting from November last year, this is our progress made. We'll invite a panel member and the mentors to stand in one line. And for the startups, you can get on the stage from the right of the screen to give a high five with your mentors. Now we are going to award you certificates and flowers. Okay, let's welcome Ray Moore.
And next one is Xing Xing. And the next one is Tricius, Fu Hai Lan Tian, Mr. Li, Madam Li. Remake Hub, Mitero. All right, let's take a group picture with the mentors. All right, let's take a group picture with the mentors. Thank you, everyone. So for online participants, we're going to send you this. Okay, no problem. Lenting, you please take a picture. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you startups, and thank you mentors and panel members. Now this concludes our event. So we do have lunch for you out there. Please grab it yourself, and also we have a one-on-one exchange area. You can talk with the startups. If you're interested in the community of plug and play, you can scan the QR code, and hopefully you can have a very, very fruitful afternoon break. Hopefully we can see you in the afternoon as well.